So guys, welcome back. It's G here. Today I was hoping to talk a little bit about, can you go back? Can you go back after interracial dating, marriage? Can you go back to where you came from? If you will, if you've ever been there. So subscribe to my channel, and guys, I have some interesting discussion on this one. There's that old saying, once you go black, you don't go back, right? Now, this discussion is probably not going to be exactly centered how you think it's going to be, guys, but I think it's going to be interesting because I have, again, communication with strangers on the social media and interwebs. Black men have constantly said to Black women who have married, dated out, whatever, don't come back here when things don't work out with Brad. We don't want to see you anymore. Now, it's interesting. Now, I personally, well, now I'm pretty married, but when I was dating, like I said, I was always equal opportunity. I dated people from all ethnic backgrounds without thought, because why would I worry about it? Now, I know there's a new kind of thing that's happening in movement in between the genders, and it's very interesting and strange, but women are finding themselves to do more of what they want to do. And I was looking at this now. Kim Kardashian, I like to talk about her as one of the ultimate culture vultures that exist out here in this world. She was dating pretty consistently Black men. And if we want to get into the socioeconomics of it, they helped establish her and validated her in a lot of different ways, especially her marriage to Kanye West. She was able to pretend she was a Black woman on the national stage on I think it was like Vogue cover, where everyone was like, who's that? Is that Beyonce? Is that Dorothy? Like she looked like she was channeling Black women over and over again. Then she broke up and she started dating a very strange choice. People thought like she went with this guy, whatever his name, Pete something, right? He's a comedian. And they've been dating for about 9 months, and they recently broke up, y'all. Now, I mention her because of her established relationships with Black men and how she's slowly moving back into non-Black culture. Now, I know people have called her, she's not white, right? Her family came from Persia, I can't remember. But if you knew your history, those are the original whites before colonial whites established what whiteness was supposed to be globally, right? Now, that's beside the point, and we're not going to get into a history lesson because people aren't interested in history and reality. But let's talk about this. Do you have to start at the bottom? Now, I say that because this guy that she was dating is not, I mean, he was famous, right? He's within the circle. So you always start within your circle, right? In some respects. But he's not particularly attractive. He's, I guess he's funny. I've never seen him on Saturday Night Live, but whatever the case may be, he was, a lot of people are like, really? Like, you're going from all of these dudes, these Black guys, to this guy? Now, how do you reestablish yourself in your, I guess, original culture? I don't know. How do you reestablish yourself with the men that you would prefer to now date, right? Now, if you've been dating Black men and you want to go back to white guys, do you need a starter white? Like, is this her starter white guy? So that she can reestablish herself in whiteness. She has kind of changed physically as well, hasn't she? She's thinned down a bit. I think she's taken some juice out of her booty. Like, they have, she's made some adjustments as she's slowly moved into, or moving back into, dating white men. So it's interesting because no one's really, I don't think that black men are really, I mean, black men gonna take her back if she comes, right? But the truth of the matter, like, the funny thing is, why do they feel so differently when it's a black woman who decides to date multiculturally? And I don't know if it's just the idea that, again, these things with body count and whatever that they apply to black women but don't necessarily apply to other people, having to also be involved in the lives of perhaps children who are multicultural, multi-ethnic, that they do not necessarily want to be involved in if they are not their own multicultural children. Because it's not the multicultural part or the multi-ethnic part, is it? So it starts to come back down to controlling what women do and how they do it and with whom they do it with. Because we're seeing some interesting commentary, or like I've experienced some interesting commentary from black men, because I don't know if the idea that a relationship with a white guy didn't work out, or a non-black man for a black woman didn't work out, that somehow it's worse for them. Somehow they think of it as, you know what, she was rejected, or perhaps she rejected them. You never know, because most of the times, let's be honest, regardless of ethnicity, women initiate the end of relationships, regardless of ethnicity, guys. Because I keep hearing men saying like, oh, black women always are initiating divorces. Women more likely initiate divorce because marriage does not serve women as well as it does men. So that's, and I know men will argue with me about that point, but it's true, boys. Marriage wouldn't have been established if it did not serve men better than it did women. So anyway, guys, I think it's interesting because I do wonder, is this how she's going about doing it? She has this Pete guy, I think his name is Pete, I didn't Google before. She has this, but we all know who he is, right? She had that guy, and now it's kind of her starter dude, like introduction back. Hey guys, I'm available for non-black men. She's letting them know, because everybody knew that relationship didn't seem like, so who will be next is the question. Will she come back? Of course they will. The black men will never turn down a Kim Kardashian type, regardless of how many children she has with another man or whatever the case may be. And it's not just because she has money and this, that, and the other, but it's a very interesting concept, because I keep seeing black men saying that they would reject a black woman who had children, well, they're saying more and more children, period, but especially children who are multi-ethnic, and a woman who was in a relationship with a non-black man, or a marriage. So can you go back? I mean, I personally don't see why it would be an issue. I don't think Kim Kardashian does things without thought. So I don't think her relationships are I don't think she has relationships with men without seeing a greater benefit for herself. So guys, I think it's interesting. And what do you think? I don't personally subscribe to these kind of rules in my own life. I mean, if my husband and I don't work out, I don't know that I'm dating men anymore. Because y'all, it's too much. I don't think I can do it, but I'm gonna leave it to the rest of you to, I think I've dated enough. I think I've been, around the world and met enough people to know that this might this next phase of whatever's happening in the dating world ain't for me. It's not. So I'm not worried about me. But what do you guys think? Guys, subscribe to my channel, and I gotta go to the beach again, guys. Look, I'm still in my beach clothes. I'm out here in the garden. Here, so you can see my little swim thing. And yeah, the boys are waiting for me. So ciao ciao for now.